Welcome to Knowledge by Nature. If this is your first time joining me, welcome. If you're visiting me again, welcome back. I don't know about anyone else, but I have been purchasing a lot of books lately, and so I thought I would show you the ones that I've gotten in the last month or so and give you a tiny flip through for some of them. I bought a few that are for me, and then the others are homeschool related. Before we jump in, I would like you to consider subscribing, and if you like this type of video, please give me a thumbs up because it's super helpful so that I know what kind of content you want me to upload. I'm going to zoom us up and take a look at all the goodies that I've been getting. During the warmer months, I think it's a really good time to go over the topic of strangers. And so you may have seen this in my June morning basket if you watch that. If not, I can link it right up here. But I purchased 3 stranger books, and the first one was The Berenstain Bears Learn About Strangers. And this one goes more into the fact that not everybody is bad, and Mama Bear talks about it with apples. And so it may be that, not all the apples are bad, but there might be one bad apple, and that's why we want to be cautious. The other is Teach Your Dragon About Stranger Danger. It's about this little boy and his dragon, and the little boy is teaching his dragon all the things that we need to do or not do with strangers. And this was personally my favorite of the 3. However, my daughter chose this one was her favorite, and this one was really cute too. This is about a little girl that is waiting to be picked up, and she goes through and she says, "I don't know you," and she may or may not know them, but does she know all of the really detailed things about them? And this was a really good one, and at the end she gets picked up by someone that maybe we don't quite expect her to get picked up by. I found this book on grammar and punctuation, and we're going to be going into more grammar and ideas like this for our first grade homeschool. And I thought this might be a really good book to add because it really puts in some visuals of verbs: roar, walk, hunt, turn, spin. And so we get this visualization. I'm not just telling her, hey, a verb is an action, it's something that you do. She can kind of see that. It covers quite a few grammatical topics, and I just really liked this, and I think it's a good addition. And so this is the Visual Guide to Grammar and Punctuation, and it is by DK Books. I also picked up the Kingfisher Encyclopedia. This is one of the books that is requested in one of my curriculum that I purchased for this year. And so it's for a younger elementary, and so it doesn't go into quite as much detail as maybe some of the other encyclopedias do. It does provide some good images as well as pretty quality information. And so I will be having my curriculum videos posting pretty soon. I keep waiting on one thing, but I think we're going to have to do it without it. I also picked up this girl's doodle book, and I have a flip through of that I'll post right here. This is just a really cute little book that opens up to have blank sheets that you complete with drawing. So picture a beach paradise, build a treehouse fit for fairies, a feast fit for a king. And there's quite a few different types of doodle books. There's a boy doodle book as well. And so this was a fun thing that we purchased that we've already started a little bit. I found this America A to Z by the Reader's Digest, and I thought this would be another good addition to have in our arsenal of books. And I haven't went through everything, but it has just a little bit of tidbits about different information about America throughout the years. I thought this would be especially a great book to add to our morning basket, and I did add that for the July morning basket, so I'll put that up here somewhere if you're interested in seeing that, because we tried to add in lots of patriotic type things for that. I also seen the 20th Century Year by Year book, and this is the people and events that shaped the last 100 years. This will be another great addition for a morning basket. And so it just goes through the years, and it just is showing you all the things that happened. Now, granted, a lot of this is probably going to be a little bit too detailed for a young one, but I think we can still get quite a bit of use out of this with different topics that we can look up. She is obsessed with Egyptian things right now, and so I went ahead and picked this up too. I saw it. While it's not completely Egyptian, it does provide a lot of neat things that kind of go along with what makes Egypt so interesting. And this is another book by DK Books, and it is the Atlas of Archaeology. I do think there might be a few items in here that I might have to censor depending on what they were. I haven't looked through it completely, but there were a few images that I might just put a little post-it over for a little bit. But there's a lot of information in here, and while it is more detailed, it is something that I think she's really going to enjoy and get a kick out of seeing some of these things. And for sure, when we start some of our history lessons, we can look and see exactly what kind of archaeology, what kind of things might have been left behind. So this was a good addition as well. I was shopping on Amazon and I saw this book when I was looking for some animal encyclopedias to add to our science for first grade. And this is by DK Books as well, and it is the Anthology of Intriguing Animals. And it looked very intriguing, so I had to pick it up, and it is really, really pretty. So we have the animals, and then we have a very interesting image about them, and then we have a little bit of detail over here. I have not done a flip through on this, but if you would like to see a flip through, please put down in the comments below and I will do a detailed flip through on this. Really nice paper, really nice images, really, really neat book. A lot different than a lot of the books that we have already. I picked this up off of Amazon, and I think there was like another one, possibly Ocean, or if I can remember the name to the other one, I'll put it down in the thumbnail so that you can see what the other option was along this type of series. This little book is around the year, and it is poems throughout the entire year. So every month has a poem. I thought this was a super cute little addition to put on the mantle so that we can kind of read through the poem for the month and just have it displayed up there. It's not very big. It's just about the size of my hand. I believe you can get a bigger version, but I kind of liked the smaller version for how simple it would be to just kind of set it up and have it. And this also goes along with one of the nature curriculums that I'm going to have for first grade. And so again, I'll be having my curriculum for first grade posted pretty soon. Again, she's obsessed with Egypt, so I found this Egypt magnified book. And it comes with a little 3 times magnifying glass in here. And so you can kind of peel it off. I'm actually saving this for one of our soon coming morning baskets. And so she hasn't got to see this yet. But it's like a look and find, but with a little bit of information. And so the 10 things to spot are down here along the bottom of the page, and then you can use your magnifying glass to find these things. Really, really fun. I have another haul coming, and I actually purchased another type of these just because I think this is a fun little addition and super great to be able to add with like a unit study. I also got 3 chapter books that I'm going to want to kind of cover for the first grade year. And that was, one was The Odyssey. This is retold by Geraldine McGonran, probably butchering that, something terrible. But this is more for like a younger reader, and so maybe we'll be able to grasp this a little bit. I also picked up The Wild Robot. This is a recommendation that I saw from a channel called From Science Mama, and she had picked up this book and her children loved it, and so I wanted to add it because I thought it was a little bit different from things that we normally read, and I like to have a wide range of things that we're reading, and so we picked this up. And then another book that I picked up is the first book of My Father's Dragon. This is a much smaller chapter book versus like the robot book. So we'll be able to fly through this one pretty quick. I wanted to pick this one up also because I feel like it's a little bit different than a lot of the material that I've been choosing. These last two books I picked up for myself, and this is the Welltrained Mind, and it is the 4th edition, and this is a guide to the classical education at home. I enjoyed this book, and it's definitely a book that I'm going to keep around for a long time because it goes from elementary all the way to graduation, and this is a book that I think if you like it, you're going to want to reread it. And this book I picked up because it's a book that's recommended in the Welltrained Mind, and math is something that I want her to love and understand. And so if I understand a lot more of it, then hopefully I'm going to be able to teach that better. I teach the Dimensions Math by Singapore Math, and I'll put that up in the card here in case you want to check out that. I haven't read this one yet, but it is on my list to do hopefully in the coming months here. But both of these are mommy reads, and so if you are looking for a book that kind of gives you an idea of how to get started, this is a good one. And I also have another book that I can add in right here. I wanted to bring this book down too so that you could take a look at it. These are both books that are very different in how they approach teaching your child, but I like the different perspectives. And I think it's important to get a little bit of everything, and then that way you know exactly what you want to bring into your homeschool. Both of these are books that I'm going to keep and reread. They both have things that I like and don't like, and they both have things that I'm definitely going to pull out and utilize. So I would recommend both of these, and I would love to have more recommendations down in the comments. Is there any mama book or teaching book that you've read that is a must for you or is very helpful? We have The Welltrained Mind, The Brave Learner by Julie Bogart, and Knowing and Teaching Elementary Mathematics. And this was a book that was recommended within The Welltrained Mind. So I have not read this one yet. I have read both of these and would highly recommend them for anybody that's getting into homeschooling, just to give you an idea of how to get started and exactly what you might want to do. I hope you enjoyed today's book haul. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I will probably be having another book haul for you very soon. And again, I'm going to be having all of my curriculum choices coming up. So you don't want to miss that. If you want to see what I'm going to be using for first grade, be sure and subscribe so you don't miss that. I hope to get that out in the next few weeks. So have a wonderful day. I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.